Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is August the 1st. 2 days ago, on July the 30th, Apple announced its better than expected fiscal third quarter earnings report. Also, it announced its plan to have a 4-to-1 stock split. It also declared a cash dividend payout at 82 cents per share. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about what is a company stock price split, and then what the split going to affect Apple's stock price, also going to affect its position in Dow. In history, how many times split Apple had. And also I'm going to mention when will be the ex-dividend day and then payout day for that dividend earnings for Apple. Last but not least, I'm going to mention Apple and Amazon's race to $100 billion in the fourth quarter revenue, which is in December 2020. Who's going to be the winner of the two? Without any further ado, let's get started.
Excuse me, pardon me, my lover, my doll. I like the way the fragrance brings out her perfume. As for my coffee, no need for sugar. The word is sweet enough when she is in the room.
On July the 30th, Apple announced financial results for its fiscal 2020 third quarter ended June 27. The company posted quarterly revenue of $59.7 billion, which is an 11% increase from the year-ago quarter, and a quarterly earnings per diluted share of $2.58, which is up 18% from the year-ago quarter. And then the international sales accounted for 60% of the quarter's revenue. Apple's CEO Tim Cook said Apple's record June quarter was driven by double-digit growth in both products and services and growth in each of our geographic segments. Apple's CFO Luca Maestri also said our June quarter performance was a strong evidence of Apple's ability to innovate and execute during the challenging times. So what is a stock price split? It's totally depend on stock price. When the price is too high, it will have a positive or forward split. If its price is too low, then it will have a reverse split to prevent the stock price going to zero. So a 4-to-1 split will not affect the stock value. Let's say if you have 100 shares currently at $400 per share, and then total you paid is $40,000. When the split happened, your $400 per share will going down to $100 per share, but you will have 400 shares instead of 100 shares, so your stock value still will be at $40,000. According to Tim Cook, he wanted to have the stock split is to have Apple stock to be more accessible to a broader base of investors. Currently, the stock is trading at $427 per share. A lot of people may not be able to afford it. But if you go down to the price to $100 per share, a lot of people will be willing to buy 100 shares or even 200 shares. They will think it's a valuable investment and it's more accessible to a lot more people. You may argue, I can buy fractional of a share of Apple stock. Yes and no, because when you buy only a fractional of share, let's say you buy $10 worth of Apple stock at $400 per share, you don't own the stock. The brokerage owns the stock until you have a full share of a stock, then you can be able to sell it. Otherwise, the brokerage hold on to your fraction of share. They own the share of the stock, not you. You can buy it, but you cannot sell it. So going down the price really can help a lot of investors to be able to buy Apple stock again. In history, Apple had a total 4 times split in the past. Had a 2-to-1 split, which happened in 1987, year 2000, and year 2005. Another dramatic split, which was a 7-to-1 split, happened in June 2014. this planned 4-to-1 split will happen on August the 31st, 2020. So what will happen to a stock price after it going through split? According to NASDAQ Inc., the researchers, they studied the splits between 2012 and 2018. They found that the stocks in the S&P 500 tend to rise 5% in the year following the share splits, including the 2.5% immediately following the announcement. However, nowadays, less and less companies are willing to split their stock price. In 1997, there were 102 companies had a stock split. Only 7 happened in 2016. And in 2020, including this planned split for Apple, there are only total 3 companies. In the past, any stock price over $100, they're considering split the price. But nowadays, look at the Tesla price, look at the Amazon, look at the Google. They don't want it to go to split because most of the institutional investors, they don't want stock going through split, so they can be in the control of those most valuable growth stocks. However, Apple is not in the S&P 500. Apple is in the Dow. Dow is a price-weighted index. Apple currently is the most influential component of the 30-member blue chip index. However, in the end of August, after its stock price split, Apple's position will perhaps going down to the 15th or the 16th most significant member of the index. Let's look at the stock price reaction to the announcement. This is left side is a daily chart and right side is a monthly chart. So Thursdays after our session, after the company announced its quarterly earnings as well as this 4-to-1 stock split, the stock price shoot up from $385-ish to $410-ish. That's a huge vertical move, about 6%. Then in the Friday's trading session, after 4:30, the stock price moved vertical again, another vertical move about 4% to 427. So that is a total about 10% movement from the announcement of the company split. And then if you look at the monthly chart, this is a huge bullish hammer candle. And also you can see a huge gap up between Thursday and Friday's stock price. And then you can see the MACD just had a very bullish cross. The black line crossed the red line, and then it's only one bar is going up, and then you can see the volume of the trading is huge. That was $94 million traded on Friday alone. That indicates a huge institutional involvement. And according to MACD, the volume as well as even the RSI, you still can predict the stock will have the upward movement next week. Another driving force for the price to going up that much is because companies' dividend payout going to happen very shortly. The ex-dividend day for Apple is on August the 7th, which is next week Friday. Everyone has to get into the stock before the ex-dividend day to be paid. The record date is 10th, which is next Monday, as well as Apple always pay out dividend so quickly. It will pay on the 13th of August, only 6 days after the ex-dividend day. Currently, they keep the dividend intact at 82 cents per share because of the dramatic price upward action. So currently, the yield is at 0.77%. But that doesn't matter because the yield is inversely related to stock price. The higher the price, the lower the yield. All right, so that doesn't really matter. What is matter is you can see in 1 year, Apple stock already went up almost 100% at a 99.51%. All right, so currently at a 52-week range, it is at the highest position. Daily range also at the highest position. So if you're a long-time investor, if you never get into the Apple, this is not a time for you to get in and get a full position. You can get in a little bit to earn the dividend, no problem, but don't get in the full position because the price going up so high, you have to wait it coming down. If you are really wanted to go all in or give the large quantity, ideally wait at the middle of the 52-week range. During last week's earnings report, Apple already confirmed that this year's flagship iPhone will launch a few weeks later than the normal late September window, which means it could be delayed by a month. Probably will come out sometime in October. So that move will shift some of the revenue from company's fiscal fourth quarter, which ends in September, to first quarter of fiscal 2021. Apple's revenue could hit or exceed $100 billion mark for the December quarter. At least 7 analysts already predict that the Apple gonna exceed $100 billion for the period. In the meantime, Amazon also is expected to exceed $100 billion in revenue in December quarter. So who gonna be the winner for the race? For the past year, Amazon already passed Apple in annual revenue. Amazon made $360 billion in revenue. Apple made $280 billion in revenue. Can really a 5G iPhone surpass Amazon for its product selling online? We don't know. We needed to wait and see.
Excuse me, pardon me, my lover, my doll. I like the way the fragrance brings out her perfume. As for my coffee, no need for sugar. The word is sweet enough when she is in the room.